Well, style and substance in the recruiting and selection process are really critical factors. I mean, sometimes people get them easily mixed up. Style is basically measured by, that kind of compatibility and fit. And I always use the terms like, somebody's people orientation, how sociable they are, or how analytical they are. That would be style traits. When we talk about substance, we're talking about, more about predicting on-the-job performance. And when we're thinking about predicting on-the-job performance, we're thinking about, for example, like, can they prospect? Can they close? Are they coachable if we were to use sales attributes, for example? And so those would be key characteristics that would actually predict on-the-job performance. Yeah, style measurements are a key predictor of retention in the selection process. And it's really critical because we got to make sure that not only does the person fit the job, but also do they fit the environment that either you create or the organizational culture. And so what we find is that you need to think about is this person going to fit my managerial style? Are they going to fit the environment that we're creating for them? And again, are they going to fit the job itself? And so fit is the key thing that you need to think about in the selection process when it comes to style. Substance measurements, I mean, that's the key predictor of performance. I mean, and so as we mentioned earlier on, it could be anything from, can they prospect, can they close, and are they coachable? But the one key, what we found is there's two key ingredients that predict the substance piece, which is can they do the job and will they do the job? So when we think about the can-do pieces, you think about do they have the can-do piece from a natural standpoint? Are they natural in terms of prospecting? And you're going to be able to pick that up with a good selection assessment. But the other things are sometimes people don't have it naturally, but they did the job before and they were trained somewhere else. So do they have some of the trainable aspects? So those two elements combined, I mean, imagine if you have somebody who has the natural propensity to do the job and then they've already been trained or you do go to train them, it's going to be a great fit. But the other key component is if you can do it, will they actually do it? And the will do piece is typically made up of, a person's attitude and their effort. And obviously top performing people, positive attitude, come across great, etc. But the other thing they do is they work hard, right? And we always say, as Albert E. Gray said, is that, they do the things that failures don't want to ever do. And you know what? You're going to be able to pick up these two will do pieces in an interview. And so in an interview, you're going to get the feel whether or not they're a positive person and whether they have a positive outlook on life in general or even their job and their past career. And also, that they give you a sense of their history of working hard. And again, you have to ask very specific behavioral-based questions where, past behavior predicts future behavior. So from a substance standpoint is can they do the job and will they do the job? It's so important in balancing style and substance when you're in the selection process. The one main thing is that from a substance standpoint is you're trying to predict on-the-job performance, whereas style is predicting that whole fit between you and the candidate and also the work environment. Now, the one thing that I classically see time and time again is a lot of people end up selecting on style and tend to forget about the substance piece. And so what I typically say is you end up hiring with your heart and not your head. And so that becomes a huge mistake because you're missing the critical key component is can they do the job in terms of predicting on-the-job performance. And you need to look at those critical factors when you're going through the process. They're both important, but when we're hiring with your head, you're thinking about the reasons why they'll be successful to you. And that's what you need to do when you look at substance.